Optional. Have you started your optional? Completed your optional preparation? That is foundation, or you're self preparing? Okay. So, what are the sections that you have already completed? What part of syllabus have already been completed? Okay, you have completed the syllabus once. That's quite good. And what about the answer writing practice? That also I did in JS for test series last year. Okay, okay, Tripti. Yeah, Tripti, I remember. Tripti Gupta, right? Okay, okay, okay. I still have certain of the question and answers. You write good answers. I have seen. What have you appeared for prelims this year? Okay, that's nice. So you are from Delhi or you are from a different city or state? Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so we will be starting our session today. What we will be doing in this part, this program that is MentorQuest 500. In the overall sessions, we will be conducting 500 live question and answer discussion. So we'll be starting here with geomorphology. So we will be seeing the questions. I'll be giving the questions. Okay, we you might have seen the yesterday's video which I have posted. In that video, I have made a scientific analysis of how to approach for all the questions, like what are the questions, how much time they have appeared, from which topic questions are coming frequently, from which topics questions are coming less. Okay, but how we need to approach on those questions, we can see that part. Okay, so we will be starting this session here with the geomorphology part. So first question, that what you will need to do, I will be giving a question. I'll be putting a question here. You will be having 5 minutes. You need to structure your answer. You need to include cases, diagrams, examples, models, theories, laws. Okay, how as you can structure it. Okay, just try to make an environment where you can think very well, and you can see that you are able to write answer. Okay, in the format you are comfortable with, and we will be discussing those answers and we will be updating them. Okay, okay, shall we start? This is question one. Question one is on analyze how climate changes altering fluvial landforms in glaciated regions. Okay, this question is for 10 marks. Okay, 150 words. You have 5 minutes from now. You can think over it, try to gather certain concepts, datas. Okay, try to see what are the various theorists who have been quite active in forming concepts for fluviated landforms and glaciated regions. Okay, okay. So let's start. After 5 minutes, we'll be discussing the answer. Okay, Tripti, have you written the answer? Okay, so uh, can you tell me what you have written? You can share it with me, or you can specify what are the things. Okay, so let's just see that how the answer can be here. First thing, what we need in introduction, as we can see the question, we have climate change, we have fluvial landforms. Okay, so chapter message intro impact on mountains areas like Alps, Himalayas. Good. Okay, that's nice. Okay, body format of glacial lakes, changes in river morphology, increased sediments. Very good. Thawing of permafrost. Okay. Formation of U-shaped valleys. Okay. Glacier collapse. Okay. Okay, so that's a good part here. Now, let's start with this part. So, we are addressing three things here. One is climate change, second is fluvial landforms, number three is glaciated regions here. Okay, so starting here with climate change. Okay, it is having particularly global warming. Okay, which is rapidly altering geomorphic landforms like rivers, or fluvial landforms in glaciated regions like Himalayas, Alps, Rockies, etc. Okay. Now here what we are seeing that this is also impacting the landscape structure. Now the points you have written here, those are quite good, but we need to add certain, we can say models, we have to add certain theories and laws. So we will be starting here with respect to, for example, first we need to address the climate change. So under the climate change, we have two models here. For example, first one is the climatic forcings, under which number one is external forcings, and number two, it is internal forcings. The global warming, it is coming under the internal forcings, while the energy of sun plus there is Milankovitch cycle. Okay, that is obliquity, eccentricity, and wobbling. It is coming under the Milankovitch cycle. Okay, when we talk about the global warming, it is majorly because of fossil fuels. Okay, which is giving out carbon dioxide plus SOx, NOx plus water vapor. Okay, so these are the reasons because of which the climate change is taking place. We need to provide a strong reason here that how climate change is taking place. Now, its impact on, we will see its impact on the fluvial landforms and glaciated regions. Okay, so here we'll be seeing that number one, according to the Davis, under the cycle of erosion, okay, here we have one important part that is the upliftment and the formation of mountains. Here we have the formation of V-shaped valley plus U-shaped valley. Okay, so these V-shaped valley and U-shaped valley, they are getting impacted, okay, in the glaciated regions. Now, second thing we will be seeing that is slope failure. The slope failure is taking place here. Okay, it is taking place in terms of we will see that the formation of uh, either it will be landslides, rockfall, debris fall, and slope failure. It is very well explained under Davis. It is given under the we will see the slope decline model. Then under Pank, it is given as the slope replacement, and under the King, it is parallel retreat. Okay, so here we see that there is the slope failure is taking place here, and the changes in the slope is also taking place here. Number three, what we can see here that uh, the sedimentation. Okay, under sedimentation, if you look at the landforms, so here we have eskers, drumlins, etc., which are the glaciated landforms, and here they are basically altering because of the changes in load sediment. Okay, changes in load sediment. So when we talk about the changes in load sediment, here we have Leopold, who has provided here the presentation for the sediment load and how it changes here. Okay, this we can see in the Himalayan region. Okay, for example, Joshimat is also one of the example. Now, after this, we also see the part of river incision. Okay, so under the river incision, we see that the glacial cover is lost due to high stream energy or high entropy. Okay, this was provided by Davis. Okay, so here we see that it increases down cutting. Now, after this, we see that there is formation of moraines, or we can write here moraine failure. Under the moraine failure, we will see that we have a glacial retreat plus glacial melting. Okay, which is resulting into GLOF events. Okay, this is a hazard mapping. What diagram can we use here? Actually, diagrammatic part, it is for 10 marks. Okay, so you can draw small diagrams here. For example, when we talk about the cycle of erosion of Davis, we can provide this diagram here, okay, where we are showing the upliftment part. Okay, then there are three other parts, that is youth, mature, and old stage, and this is upliftment. Okay, so we can provide here how this complete cycle is taking place, and here the process of erosion, it is starting at the start of youth stage. Okay, slope failure we can provide here for the part of, for example, this is mountain, so this is the slope which is getting failed, okay, because of the landslides. rockfall or debris fall. Okay, so this can be provided here. Okay, here we can take example of Uttarakhand. Okay, under the Uttarakhand we have various hills for mountain ranges. For example, we can take an example of Mussoorie Hills. Okay, under the part of sedimentation, we will see here that we have a river here which is flowing from this region. Okay, so here the alteration of load sediment is taking place. So at the regions where the sediments are getting accumulated, so here the stream it is getting wider. Okay, so we can explain this part here. Then river incision. Okay, river incision means there is initial the mountain was like this and this was the river, but after this there was incision. Because of this river there was vertical down cutting. This has increased because of the river incision process. Then moraine failure. We have a moraine which is formed here. This is a glacial lake, this is a moraine, this is a glacial lake. Okay, so this glacial lake we can add here as a part of the moraine failure. Okay, this is when it fails, it results into GLOF event. Okay, so this part we can add up here as a part of answer. So there are a lot of things again we can observe here. We can also add here certain cases and examples. For example, uh, number one, Chorabasambari Glacial Retreat. Okay, this is present on Mandakini River. Okay, this is present in the part of Great Himalayas. Then number two, Sikkim GLOF. Okay, this occurred in 2023. Okay, 23 or 24. So this was on South Lonas Lake. This is also present in Great Himalayas. Okay, number three here we can add the Zaskar region. This is part of Trans Himalayas. Under the Trans Himalayas, we see that the incision by river increases in summer by, we can add up here, 5 to 10 mm. Okay, so this is one of the part which is being provided in a report. Okay, now what is happening here when these things are happening? Okay, when what is happening here, we will see that the impact in this system, number one, it is actually impacting the human environment interaction in terms of agriculture, then increased hazards. Okay, then we can also see here landslides. Then we can see here the increasing issues in settlement pattern. Okay, Then we can add up here, for example, Joshimat again in 2023. Okay, we can also add in for landslides. We can add up here Srinagar region. Okay, where the landslide has taken place. Now, number two here we'll be seeing that the vulnerability part. Here, vulnerability is rising over the local communities. Plus, it is also impacting the hydropower capability. Okay, because one of the in 2022, one of the GLOF event, it has resulted into the flash flood, and it has impacted one of the largest dam of Uttarakhand, that is uh, Tehri Dam in 2023. Okay, so this was also one of the part here. Now, number three, one of the most important part, that is systems failure. Okay, so here we'll be seeing that the cryosphere, okay, hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere are simultaneously getting impacted here. Okay, I am giving a quite brief answer. Okay, if you want, you can short it out also. But we can see that how we are including models, theories, and perspective. Okay, so here it is acting in terms of positive feedback and also negative feedback. For example, water flow, it is a positive feedback. Glacial retreat, it is a negative feedback here. Okay, so this is one of the examples. So after this, we will be concluding. So under the conclusion, we can give here that how the climate change, it is becoming one of the we can say important input, and it is altering the system of fluvial landforms. We can say fluvial landforms in glaciated regions. Right. In fluvial landforms, like we can also add up here, for example, slope, then glaciers, then valleys, then we can also add up here moraines, etc., which is altering fragile glaciated regions. Thus, we need collaborated efforts to tackle the issue of climate change and achieve sustainable development. Okay, so this is one of the answer here. We can complete it with a conclusion. You can change conclusion according to your thoughts. Okay, so in this way, we can have a approach which is consisting of various, we can say, models we have added up here. We can add, we have added perspective also. We have also added certain theorists and their approaches. Uh, okay, so is it good, Tripti? Yeah, about this initiative, Tripti, 500 questions. There is a program. This is a program. This will be also consisting of certain tests. Okay, there will be certain weekly tests. So it is having certain cost. Okay, cost is not very high. If you like to join, you can message me. Okay, about the fee structure, you can see it at the website, or I will send you the brochure personally. So there is a daily mains answer writing which is free, but you will be writing answer and you will be uploading it. And this in this section, I will be having a live mentorship, live discussion. We will be discussing answers live in this particular format, in this manner. Okay, where we'll be using diagrams, we'll be adding up various cases, we'll be adding up models, theories, perspectives. Okay, and we'll be working on the enrichment of the answer. Okay, so there will be 7 to 8 answers which will be discussed every day, and we can work on like how we can make answers better, and it will be done live. So about the fees is not very high, but uh, I have made it quite affordable. So it will be like tests are also included here. So it will be like complete preparation for the mains. You need not go anywhere else for that particular aspect. Okay, okay, Tripti, we will move to next question now. Okay, so next question is, explain the concept of dynamic equilibrium in Davisian and Banks models in light of new researches. Actually, I have seen that a lot of students, they know a lot of things, but they are not able to write answers which are quite which can be written and they can enrich. So I have started this live initiative so that they have the practice of writing answers and live discussions. They can get what they want at the live time. Okay. So you can take 5 minutes. You can write answer for this question and we will discuss it. Okay, Tripti, so have you written answer? Have you attempted this? Okay, great. Now, just tell me in brief that how you have written answer, then we will discuss it. Okay, intro concept of dynamic equilibrium. Okay, then I explain Davis cycle of erosion in youth, mature, and old age. Okay, okay, and in modern times, it is challenge for fixed and predictable cycle. Okay, then Walter Frank's model of parallel retreat. Okay, okay, contemporary research has expanded upon cancer ideas by incorporating conceptual systems like study have shown that landscape can adjust to changes in environmental conditions such as climate and tectonic activity to maintain a state of dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so this is the conclusion part, I guess. So good, you have added various parts in a quite good manner. What about we will see here the person who has given the concept of dynamic equilibrium, that is JT Hack. Have you added about him? Okay. Have you added the concept of the dynamic equilibrium concept as a part of uh, non-cyclic school and Davis and Pank, majorly not Pank, but Davis as a part of cyclic school of erosion? Okay, that's great. Okay, great. Now, let's, because you have written most of the part, we will be driving straight to the important points that are needed for the answer part. Okay, I will not be writing complete answer, but I will give you a brief idea that how we can approach for this particular answer by including the various points. Okay. Okay, under the answer, first we need to define in the intro part the dynamic equilibrium. Okay, this concept was given by J.T. Hack. Okay, later it was updated. Later it was updated by G.K. Gilbert also. But the important person here it is J.T. Hack. So what he has provided here, there is a driving forces and there is a resisting force. Okay, driving forces, what we see here, the major driving forces here, these are the forces that is exogenetic forces and the resisting forces. These are majorly the structure of rock. Now the voice is okay. Okay, so let's get back. So this is first part where we are talking about JTI. Now this concept, how it enters Davis and Bank model. We need to look at that part. Now Davis, what he has said that first there is a upliftment and there is erosion. Okay, so here it is phase of upliftment. Then there is youth stage, mature stage, and old stage. While Bank he has said that there is a upliftment is simultaneously undergoing with the erosion. So here what we are seeing that there is erosion is taking place simultaneously, and here the upliftment and erosion it is taking place simultaneously. So this is his waxing, waning, and uniform. That is waxing, uniform, and waning phase. Okay, they both of them are provided. Yeah, waning phase. This is base level. This is also base level. Okay, here we have development of peneplane. Here we have development of what is developed here in the Banks model. We call it as Andrum. Okay, Andrum is formed in this phase. Now, what we are seeing here that here we see that the dynamic equilibrium it is seen majorly in the mature stage. Okay, under the mature stage also, when the driving in this phase he has not provided the driving forces and resisting forces, but he has provided here that almost the vertical erosion is almost equal to lateral erosion. Thus, in this phase, we are able to achieve a condition of dynamicity. This is one important part here. Under this part, the dynamic equilibrium, it is majorly present in throughout the stages. Okay, so this is one important thing that we need to provide here. Now, when we talk about the Davis and Peng part, here this was both the part, they were cyclic school. He was associated with no school. Okay, but later, after his demise, on the basis of his work, he was associated with cyclic school. Okay, now next thing what we see here that the method of erosion and the method of the development of these landforms, they are majorly similar. Now, in the contemporary time, or when we talk about the new researches, when we talk about the new researches, what we see here that we have a system where we are looking at uh, the more of a this was process approach or process paradigm. In this part, we are looking more at process paradigm, but here in the new researches, the trio of Davis are taken into consideration, that is structure, process, and time. All of them are taken simultaneously and all of them are studied simultaneously to understand landform development. Now, when we look at this particular aspect here, that what are the recent processes, new researches which are being seen here with respect to the development of landforms. So here we have number one part, that is process response tool. Okay, which reinforces on dynamic adjustment. Okay, dynamic adjustment of landforms. Then secondly, we have here the equilibrium theory, which was provided by Shorley. Shorley was associated with, we can say, quantitative revolution
and he was the one who brought systems analysis in geomorphology. Okay. Another process in terms of, we can see the applied geomorphology part, we have anthropogeomorphology, where we are looking at disturbances in dynamic equilibrium with respect to the river channels, okay, settlement regions, then infrastructure regions. You can give any examples of this: river channels, settlement regions, or infrastructure regions, that is dams, etc. Now, number 4, what we see here, that we have a cultural landscape interpretation also. Now, question is, who has given the concept of cultural landscape? Who has given the concept of cultural landscape? Okay, so here we'll be seeing that the cultural landscape concept, it was given majorly by the Otto Schuttler, okay, previously. So after Otto Schuttler, we will see that the it was taken by then it was taken forward by Retzel, okay, in the part of possibilism. Then it was majorly given by Carl Sawyer. Carl Sawyer was the person who has popularized the concept of cultural landscape, or we also call it as cultural determinism. Okay, so when we talk about the cultural landscapes, so here we see that the graded rivers, okay, the graded rivers, okay, which is basically helping human beings adaptations to equilibrium profile. For example, number one, uh, for example, we have delta region, high population. Mountains, low population. But in this case, we also have desert, which also have low population. So in this way, what we are seeing, that there is a cultural identity associated with landforms, depending on equilibrium conditions. Okay, so after this, we will be making a conclusion. to this part here. Under the conclusion, what we can see here that there are two things. Okay, for example, as it is provided by G.K. Gilbert. G.K. Gilbert has provided one condition, that is the concept of J.T. Hack and G.K. Gilbert. They have given concept of dynamic equilibrium. But there was S.H. Kum, who has also given the concept of metastable equilibrium. Okay, so they have this metastable equilibrium concept. It helps us in understanding the rates and real-time adjustment of landforms. Okay, which is evidenced by GIS, that is Geographical Information System. Okay, GIS systems, and it is also provided by systems analysis. Okay, where we are able to study the system more profoundly. So here we are able to understand the concept of equilibrium, and we are able to make it more applied in nature. Or we can see here we are making it more applied in the 21st century. Okay, so here we can see this question and answer. We are able to make this question. We can include various aspects here. Okay, we can associate a lot of things. Okay, we have worked on the concept of dynamic equilibrium. What it is, we have explained it. Davidson and Banks model, we have also explained them quite well. They've explained the postulates and what we need here. We have taken those points in quite depth. For example, where we can see the dynamicity. Okay, here where we are seeing the dynamic equilibrium here. Okay, then we are looking at the new researches. So in the recent researches, we are looking at the things. For example, we are working at process response tool, equilibrium theory of Shirley, and anthropogeomorphology. So we have also included here the cultural landscape, that is the cultural determinism, for example, which is seen here in the region of European Union, basically France, then United States, okay, in China, in Japan. Here we can see it over the various river regions, okay, development of uh, various we can say the structures where these points are taken very well into considerations. Okay, so this is a question which we can see where we can see the answer for this part. Okay, Tripti, you got it better now? Okay, okay, Tripti, so how did you find this program? Okay, so Tripti, I will be ending this session because I need to go somewhere with my uh, someone for work. So tomorrow we will be having session again. We will be continuing the geomorphology part. We will be looking at the various aspects. Okay. So tomorrow at the same time we'll be starting session at 7 p.m. There is another session for the variability of monsoon in India. Okay, it is also an important part for paper one as well as paper two. So do attend that session too. Okay. Okay. So take care. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.